at, Al, are you ready?
I'm ready.
8:30 this morning, all right. I'd like to welcome our guests. Y'all want to stand up and introduce yourselves? Zoo.
Steve Marshall, Zoo Director.
All right, Steve.
Yvette Hernandez, owner's representative for the zoo.
All right, who's that?
Yeah, Steve Chakbala, I'm a consultant to the City of El Paso overseeing the development of the zoo.
Steve.
And I'm Sylvia Firth, I'm the city attorney.
Okay.
And Sylvia's been our friend in
Yes.
city council and with the city attorneys for years and years. And very knowledgeable on water issues.
Let's get all the friends we can get. Now, Terry, do I understand you'd like to?
Yes, Steve wanted to address the board for a few minutes, and then once he does that, then we can decide on if we want to go into closed or just wait till the closed session, and then I can get back to Sylvia and Steve later on in the day.
Okay.
Okay, under agenda item 2, what number?
It's the
Seven.
seventh,
Steve Price. Hey, Steve, you'll need to move over the camera.
the interlocal.
I'm sorry.
Interlocal.
Seven.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
All right. Very good.
Okay, this is just to explain what we're trying to do here. My name is Steve Chakbala. I'm a consultant to the City of El Paso overseeing the development of the master plan, which was approved in 2012. Right, this is just the current layout of the zoo as it stands right now. And as you can see, the Franklin Canal splits the zoo in two. It's been that way for many years, and effectively we got two separate areas at the zoo, and everything kind of wreaks havoc for circulation. The master plan improvements, which has passed a $50 million bond issue, part of the deal is that we want to cover up a portion of the canal from the one bridge up here down to the bridge down here, the south end of the zoo. Okay. What that does is it helps us pick up some real estate here, and it really expands some of the space and some of the circulation problems, and it improves some of the circulation problems that are on the zoo. Can you see this okay? Okay. So overall, what we have to do in order to meet some of the time schedules here for the zoo to effectively, or for the city to effectively pay for some of these exhibits through the bond, is that we have to cover up this portion of the canal in order to facilitate some of these improvements that are going to go here. Most of the real estate is going to be used for new exhibits and some circulation. The building that you see here, that's no longer going to go there. That decision was already made. We're pushing that over here. So there's really not going to be any hard construction on it, except for some paving, some surface roads, that kind of thing, and some green space for the exhibits. Okay. We are under a time constraint. We'd like to get this done as soon as possible. I know you have looking at your schedule for the irrigation and the water release schedules and everything, and there's a certain period during the year where it's dry and where we can get in and do some construction. But overall, that's the gist of what we're trying to do. All right.
Those are covered culverts?
You know, what the interlocal agreement is, this is a very complicated project. You know, we've had some significant problems on other construction within our right-of-ways, and especially on this canal, it's deliveries is a key.
Right.
Robert's out here, Robert's out here, but I think Robert can tell you how critical this canal is, and so many people have water rights off of it. As dean to that, and with the new, Miguel's on here, with some of the new procedures that from problems with previous city projects and others that you guys have put in place, makes this, we have to do a design recommendation. The district has to the board. It's a report for you guys to understand the risk, the complications, and the feasibility of what they propose to use our property for. And of course, this is all, we own this property. We've owned it. This actually goes back to 1859.
Right.
So it's a very very old deed, and it's not a simple project by any means. So we've got a lot of things to do to get where you guys should even make a decision whether you're going to license the service use of this property.
All right. And they're asking that we expedite some of our processes. Is that what I'm understanding? But we still have to go protocol.
Well, first we have to get, you guys can't, no, we're not going to be able to expedite them any more than is even conceptually possible. This is not one that has any inherent benefit to the district.
Okay.
Okay, so most of the, and it has potentially, if not handled or designed or constructed properly, a lot of detriment. I mean, in orders of millions and millions of dollars.
Right.
So the seriousness of it is reflected in engineering, and this is not something that's new. I think Julie and I first met with the zoo board on some proposed designs 10 years ago.
Some 10 years ago.
Trying to work that long ago. Recently, this, as you guys know, the city, which was presented, the city made an application of stormwater utilities to utilize this section for stormwater, dual purpose. And we know that there's significant flooding in the area. That was a much bigger project that had benefit to us because of the scope of it was much larger, and most of it was going to be increasing the storage capacity in the freeboard Arbor Canal, which actually benefits us because it's a safer canal. This one actually will decrease the capacity and of course put it underground. Similar, we're thinking parallel to what the TxDOT project that we have struggled with for, that's almost a 10-year project too. So these, from when it was first brought to us, if you remember, and how long we had to work with them to get the designs right and everything else done. So I have a lot of concerns, but some of those, this is real estate. The lawyers are looking, and we may have a notice problem. I know everybody's sensitive to notice on meetings, so I don't know if we can go in executive on this, or we'll have to table it and wait for.
Well, it's on our agenda, I believe we.
I know the issue is whether we go into executive on it.
We can go into executive on it if we choose to.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, so we may choose to do that.
Yeah, we probably.
Let me ask
do
Steve
go
one
into-
question here. Did I miss it, or I didn't hear your timeline then, for you would like to get this done?
Yes,
When,
in order-
after this irrigation season right now, or we're
Well,
talking about next winter?
well, this project is scheduled to start, this is a critical project right here, the new Tuolumne Desert, which is gonna be the main exhibit.
Okay,
That's gonna be scheduled to start next year, okay?
okay.
So if, you know, just assuming that this could be covered up by that point, you know.
By next,
Yeah.
after this irrigation, so you're not asking for something right now before?
Well, as soon as we can get something, is what we're asking. All right, so,
Well,
as soon as.
this
Yeah.
project is of magnitude of what they want to do.
Yeah.
Put it in the ground section, it cannot be done during our operations
Correct.
season.
So-
Whenever,
So you guys are aware of that, we're
Yes.
talking about
Right.
next winter, basically,
Correct.
it's enormous,
Yes.
the risk would be
Once
enormous.
we shut down.
once we shut down.
So maybe we haven't gotten to that part of the agenda where you're talking about the season and the schedule, but we would anticipate that this year we're gonna go longer than we did last year, and that it probably, before it's dewatered and can be, any construction work and stuff would be sometime in November.
Yeah,
Late
mid-October.
The construction's not on the agenda. That's not what's on the agenda.
Well, the design recommendations for the
Right.
construction.
It's, see what
Mr.
this
Chairman.
is, the
Yeah.
interlocal agreement
I'd like
for
to
payment by.
Make a recommendation, I've talked to Steve and talked to Ms. Firth, and we don't need to go into executive session right now. What we can do is wait till our executive session, and then I can get back with Sylvia and Steve later on in the day, and then on what the procedure is going to be.
Okay.
To do that
All
one.
this is payment for Al's expenses and doing this report. That's all.
Well, it's for the district, there's other consultants involved. It's to make a recommendation report to the board to whether we can
All
consider.
right, understood.
So you don't have Al's recommendation yet.
Right. All right, if that's acceptable to y'all, we will cover this when we go into our regular closed session later on today, and we'll get back to you. How's that?
Yes.
All right?
Okay.
All right.
We don't know what will happen in.
We can leave if you want, it doesn't bother me sitting out there for.
No, that's all right. That's all right. We have obviously some issues we need to discuss. I understand now better the timeline, I believe, what y'all are asking. At first, I thought you were, and I was about ready to tell you, I can tell you, you're not gonna get done if you're talking about it right now, but.
No, we understand that, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we understand that the seasons, you need, you know,
All right.
absolutely, you know.
All right.
And that's something that we've covered with
Yes.
Steve and with
Yeah.
Sylvia.
All right. And Sylvia, you're all right with that?
Yes, sir. We
Okay.
understand, and we're sensitive to the timing, and that's kind of, we just want to get it before the
We want
board.
to
as
get it
soon as-
rolling, yeah.
Right, to get it
I
rolling.
understand.
We need time with your legal staff to put the interlocal into shape, because this one's gonna, as Al said, it's a little complicated, so there's some things that are different. It's not the template agreement.
For a
There's
regular
got some
interlocal.
things that need to be done. But it's important enough to us that we thought we'd get it before you as soon as we could.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, we appreciate your
Well, I
being here,
appreciate it.
Sylvia. It's
Thank
always
you.
nice to see
Well,
you.
it's nice to see you too. We'll sort this out.
And thank you.
Okay, thank you for,
Presentation.
yeah, thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
And we'll get out of your way too.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right.
Ruben or Robert, do you have any other, y'all want to say?
Yeah, I'd like to say something if you don't mind.
All right.
I don't want to make y'all mad at me, you know, I'm trying to work through the district with a lot of things and stuff, but,
Okay.
you know, where I'm at down there, most of my stuff is down there in Quadrilla. And the water's been below me, we got cut off early, I know you got projects, and it's been above me. And guys above me and below me are cutting and baling their hay, and they're already, you know, they're already reordered. And I know from a district point of view, you're trying to push get the cotton stuff irrigated and out of the way. And Robert's not here, so I don't know what y'all's plan are. But I've had water ordered on, I don't have any cotton this year, everything's PP that was gonna be cotton, because it, you know, we don't have any wells there. And I've had water ordered for some old alfalfa ground, which I had chiseled and was gonna put some oats in. Well, and you know, time's been coming past, and the water's been there for the guys of the cotton, and the checks have been raised, and they're already gone. And, you know, I hate to complain. Years ago, you know, I was on the executive boards, and that always something, you got a lot of complaints, Gimple. Why don't you bring us a solution sometime? And, you know, I think maybe if, I know that they got in a bind with the 2 inches because of the projects up in America, you know, and all that. And I don't know what all the inner workings are here. But maybe if they would have known that, they would have given us an inch and went around once with an inch and then came back for the second inch, would have helped us out. Because if you got a guy like in my area that doesn't have any cotton, we're still waiting.
Yeah, so you have gotten no water on the
No.
return flow.
And I ordered the stuff the first day I
You
could
realize
order.
that 2 inches is basically only about 30% of your acreage.
I understand that, but
15% of your.
but I've got 3 farms and I haven't put in it, and all I ordered was for one little field.
Right. So
And
you have enough.
it isn't there yet.
All right.
We gotta remember that, and when we made the decision of the 2 inches, 1 inch just won't cut it. I mean, we
No,
won't
you
have,
can't hardly do it.
we won't be able to do anything with 1
Well,
inch.
Robert, I'm sorry, and you've talked to Robert Rich
Well,
about it.
I asked him, I says, you know, it looks to me like you're slow, Robert. Is that right? Yeah, we're slow, Robert. I said, all right, well, you know, so I didn't get in a hurry about doing anything. And I guess I wish I would have waited, because I think I would have been better off putting in some Sudan with it instead of oats. But they're just, you know, from y'all's perspective, I understand that, because once the cotton is done, then all the cotton orders drop out and stuff. But if you're a guy with just,
Right.
that isn't doing any cotton,
Well, we are trying to be as fair as we can with
Right.
everybody, as you know. Now, somehow that's happened to you, I'm sorry.
No,
You need to talk to Robert about it, because Art Ivy hasn't gotten one drop.
Oh, really?
You know, the
Okay.
ranch that's right above me has not gotten one drop.
really,
And when I asked Robert about it, my order,
well,
I was told that's the way it goes. So I myself have not gotten
Okay.
any. So it's been rough, but
but you know,
Robert's trying. So
yeah, but it does work, and I know you got lots of many little pieces here, you know, little,
And I'll say this too, we haven't gotten the return flows.
yeah, I understand. But you can do it on 1 inch, Chewy, because that's what Hudspeth County's run on. That's all we've had is 1 inch, and everybody's run through. That's what we got for the allotment, and that's the way it works. I know they're bigger farmers.
No, but we're trying to get to everybody, we're trying to be fair with everybody. Robert's done a great job.
Right.
Just-
And I don't mean to make you mad, but
No,
I'm
no,
just.
and you're not, I mean, we were trying to get to you, and he's got you on the list.
Okay.
We did discuss your name and a few others that we're trying to get to, and I think this coming week, he'll be able to get to you all.
Okay.
It's
Well,
just having the patience and letting us move the water as we need to, like, it's worked for us. Unfortunately, you're correct, we haven't had the affluent water that we had last year. We had more last year because of some constructions in different areas, but those are constructions that needed to be done so the project can continue on in the future. So, we've had some difficulties. You just heard some other issues. That's just one issue that we're dealing with. There's many others that
I know with all the, again, you all help me out, because I've been trying to buy a piece that may be yours, and whenever I need help with I've got a lot of problems up here with community ditches and this and that. You're always, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make you mad, like, down in Hudspeth County, when I talk, they cringe, like, oh, here he is.
No, you don't, but, I just want you to understand, it help us pass the word on to everybody else, because we are flooded with complaints of,
All right.
hey, I see water, can I get water?
Yeah.
and so on, and we're trying to be fair with
Yeah.
everybody.
And from your point of view, I can understand that, but from my point of view, where I don't have any cotton, it just doesn't, I understand once the cotton is done, then you're done with them for 2 months. But, that doesn't help me with,
All right,
Mr. Chairman, we have, Dan Tino's here, he had called me earlier, we
Okay.
discussed yesterday with the Bureau of Reclamation. He wanted to just give a little 2-minute presentation to the board on a 100-year celebration that the Bureau has planned to, if we
as
do.
long as it isn't 100 years, then. Or 100 minutes.
We'd have to receive him as a,
It's a little welcoming of the guest.
Yeah, I think what Jim's saying, let me be clear that these public comments are information only when they're not agenda. You guys aren't supposed to discuss them or ask questions.
Okay.
They're just
So all they
for
do-
them to tell you and to
What
comment.
That's
Okay.
exactly right.
Very good.
It may be difficult, they may ask you a question and you can't answer the question because that's a discussion. So they
Robert,
can ask you questions.
ignore any of my.
oh, sorry,
All right, but Robert got his statement in.
Anyways, all right, so, and there is a item on the agenda that's later that we could, explain that stuff, but right now, during public comments, that's why they're called comments,
All right.
not questions. If they ask any questions, they're for future discussion.
All right, it actually just says welcome of guests. I just
Well,
noticed that.
and public
We
comment.
have always allowed public comment. So, Dan, and we're not gonna ask you any questions, okay?
he loves questions.
Yeah, you don't get
Oh,
any,
yeah.
and you can't ask any question.
Well, I thank you for having me visit your board again, and I'm very pleased to be here to invite you and give you a heads up that Elephant Butte Dam will be celebrating 100 years of activity come 2016. And we're in the preliminary throes of preparing what the celebration should be. And I think a very important ingredient would be to have EBID's input, EBID's contributions in any way they can, because of the importance that the river has had on the impact of the economy, impact on this region. And Elephant Butte has been a very, very important part of that life for the past 100 years. So heads up, we're going to be preparing some things, and we invite your ideas and suggestions and corroboration in any way that we can.
With EP1 and EBID.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna be visiting.
I suggest we celebrate with a spill. Could you arrange
Just
it?
drain the whole
Could you
butte,
arrange
right?
it?
Just drain the whole
We
butte.
need a spill. No,
No comments.
Yeah, it's over the top. is what
Over the
it is.
top. Over the top.
The upper spillway.
Yes,
I
well,
will take the
we're gonna have to
dandy
go a
and
little bit higher. It's above my pay grade. It's the guy upstairs that takes care of that.
That comment's over the top.
Okay. I have a picture of my grandfather standing in that spillway as it's spilling.
Oh, yeah, we have pictures of the spillway, yeah.
Where the water's going. All right,
So what happened was.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's move on here. Number 3, approval of the minutes.
I have some revisions in the minutes.
Okay.
Rose brought it to my attention, there's a correction on page 4. Adjustment.
Say 4 minutes.
The paragraph, on page 4, paragraph that starts now, therefore.
Okay.
Where are you at?
At the top.
At the top.
Top.
Now,
Third
there-
paragraph down, on page 4.
What page was that?
Page 4.
Page 4.
Tell us one more time about the correction.
Rose brought it to my attention, it was only for the adjustments were only for the years of 2014, not,
Okay.
so I just corrected that.
Okay. That was corrected from the previous minute. Anybody else see anything on the minutes? If not, entertain a motion that they're approved as amended.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Endar, second. Mike, second by McGill.
Yeah.
All right. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right. Report and recommendation by Mary Cortez, Chief Financial Officer concerning the financial information. All right, Mary, you're on.
Okay. There are, of course, several reports that are in the February and March.
Okay.
On the investment report for the month of February, really no activity going on. Our CDs are right now at $4,102,279. Have any questions on the investment report for February?
Now, that's the new investment report you handed out? Oh, you're talking about this is the quarterly report?
Yes, that's the quarterly report. This is the
This
monthly.
for February?
February, yes.
Which
Anybody?
page you on there?
Under the February,
Bottom of the page, what does it say?
We're tab 4, section A.
under February. You're on February.
Yeah, I got that.
Are there any new CDs going to renew?
That would be for the month
Yeah.
of March. We do have 2 CDs.
I'll see.
All right,
Yes.
very good. Any questions of Mary Ellen, any of the, I guess since we're in the February, you want to do the February
Correct.
first?
Yes, sir.
Any questions on budget, performance, cash flow, balance sheet? I have none. Any of you guys?
We're gonna approve the February 1st and we're going to March, or are we gonna do this?
I think all we have to really approve is the quarterly
Correct.
when we get there. So, but if you see anything. All right, let's go on to the March.
Any questions on the?
Oh, wait a minute,
$1,000?
check report on February. Where do you start? Right. Right.
This is just a report from there.
No.
You don't have to take no action.
Okay, we're done.
That's the
I told Mike, we're done.
Yeah, that's the point.
Okay. All right. 500 check report, anybody?
The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, 24,000, is that the only one and only?
Page 206.
Yes, that's our annual.
That's, but that's it?
Yes, sir.
But that is the one the city reimburses us, is it not?
No, sir.
It is not.
No.
No, sir, this was after the adjudication.
Oh, be darned.
This is the fees that they,
And that's when we started paying these fees?
yes.
And it's in the budget, it's in the budget, right?
This is a,
Page 206 on February.
Right.
All right,
Texas Commission on
yeah, right there.
Page 2.
Okay.
I noticed
and-
that we have also, I'm sorry,
Okay. Just tell them which page.
removal in, page 3 of 6, removal and destruction of contaminated files. I'm not
Yes.
sure what that is.
We had, during the, let me see, go back a couple of years, right, Rose? When we had the,
September 2013?
we had the flooding in this area, and we had the container, in the back, we had some records that were flooded, that were in that container. And we moved them, when we bought this place next door, we moved them here. We set up a records office next door. Everything's well organized, on shelves and so on. But Rose discovered some mold, so we had to bring in Viva Environmental to do some cleanup, in order to comply. And then Rose and Lisa got in touch with the state and got their permission in writing to dispose of some of those records that were contaminated, and that's what that is. But we did bring in a professional to take care of it,
Okay.
to make sure we complied with everything.
So we're copacetic.
Keep going, Mike.
All right.
Anything else?
On 406, that plywood and lumber for that railroad deal, that's our deal?
That's all, yes, that's all reimbursed by the railroad.
By the railroad?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, this is several of them.
By Union Pacific.
On the Hub International Texas, I keep going to it every time, and maybe I'm just not getting real clarification. When they say consultant fee, and this is the 6th installment, the 6th of what, 10, 20? How
Where
many
you at,
installments are
Mike?
you gonna do?
Well, that's what they charge us
12 months.
Yeah.
monthly.
Monthly.
Instead of, we did this, what was it, Mary, 3 years ago, we switched to this because it would save us money, and instead of paying them a flat fee, right, Mary, at the end of the month, or
Prior,
the beginning of the year?
those fees were embedded in the premium.
Right, so we only paid once, and we never heard about it again, but it was probably higher.
No, it was paid in the monthly.
Yes.
Every time our health insurance premiums would come in and we would pay on a monthly basis, that cost was embedded. And also, and that's when we went ahead and turned around and did a monthly consulting fee, which would save the district money.
But interpretation, consulting, maybe Lisa's the one who can answer this.
Well, no, what was happening,
But I guess I'm not understanding consulting. Now, to me, consulting is out.
well, it's just their service fee, sir. As Mary stated, it was a 5% tag onto the premium, so it was affecting not only the district, but the employees who had added their dependents. Their fee was tagged onto there. So basically like their commission. So what they've done for us, instead of tagging on that 5% to up to 10% in some cases, they've just given us a service fee. So although it's stated a consultant fee, it's a service fee.
It's a service.
Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe
You should change the
maybe we should call it.
Just change the name of it too. But
I don't see those as consultants.
understand this.
If I want to see a consultant, I want to hear to be talking to us.
Financial advisor,
Every month,
typically they'll call them
12 months every year.
12 months.
What's out of here? Okay.
or insurance.
We'll change that. And then anytime you want the insurance to come and address us, they're willing to, they've offered.
Yes. That's part of their service, sir.
Right.
Good, we'll bring them next month then. I don't know.
Count it.
I love to keep up with my insurance costs before we have to pay it
Okay.
at the last minute.
So we can get that scheduled for
Can you
You
next
get
want
month.
them to
Yes.
tell us how good they're doing, that it's
All right.
best if it's sliced bread or whatever.
Okay. You got it. Yeah, what else you got?
That's all I got.
Sure.
That's,
All right, anybody else on the $500? Going to the credit card. The only thing I have there, I noticed you got a asterisk says missing receipts.
Yes,
Right.
it's just receipts that I have not received in a timely manner,
Okay,
according to our credit card policy.
okay.
But
But
that's
you're
just-
expecting them.
Yes.
Are they going to?
I've already received those in the month of March, correct.
So you have.
But at the time.
that's me, right? My name's on this, right? No? Okay. All right,
Okay, so we're all right on that at the moment.
At March.
Okay. Okay, let's go into March. And we have that same monthly report.
For the month of March, we did, went ahead and transferred 500,000 into a CD for 6 months
Okay,
at an interest rate of 0.220.
yes, yep.
Okay, you transferred what to what?
500,000 from our general checking account into a CD.
Does that change that balance on that general fund that we're looking at, or is that the correct, number, the 2.2?
That's the correct number.
That's the correct number.
Last month it was 3 point something, right?
Yeah.
If that's correct.
3.1 in February.
And does this reflect the new CD that we have somebody taking over, or that's still up in for bid? No, it's, you indicated a while ago that you have 2 CDs, or you have.
Okay, that's the first one, and the other one was a renewal, and that was CD 36008212.
Okay, they renewed on the 22nd
Correct,
of March.
of March.
But she did go out, she did comply with everything, just so you know.
Everything.
She sent out notices
Notices
to
to everybody?
all the
What?
banks that we,
And at this, for this particular CD, only First National Bank replied.
replied, right?
Really? And with a 0.2?
And I think you sent out how many, Mary? 5 or 6?
Correct.
Pages, normal that reply?
Yes.
With 0.2?
On occasion, we'll receive 2 other bids, but First National Bank is always the highest
Late.
interest rate.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as we're doing what we have to do and we're letting everybody know that this is what's going on and we're in compliance. So, yeah.
We are, and we do, and in fact, Mary and Lisa have their updated training in May,
Correct.
since you brought that subject up. And I wanted to, since we brought that subject up right now, I was going to ask the board if we could move the board meeting up to Tuesday instead of Wednesday for May. It would be the 12th instead of the 13th, so that they can catch their flight. Their flight leaves at noon, I believe, on the 13th.
In the morning, yes.
So,
But call around and ask everybody, it's all right with me, that's the one.
Okay.
So, that's okay, buddy.
Okay.
okay, no, you're right. I'll check with Johnny and on it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's important that they go to their training.
Maybe we moved it up to Tuesday.
I'm in a hearing.
And so what we're gonna have then next month is not a regular meeting, but a special
Join my
meeting.
telephone with you.
It would be our regular monthly meeting, it's called a special meeting, moved up.
Second Wednesday.
Okay,
So if it's not doing second Wednesday, it's a special meeting,
okay,
which is fine.
Yeah.
That's what you decided.
okay.
So what you want,
So apparently, you should call it a special meeting.
Yeah.
well, what
special
you
meeting.
may want to do is take a motion, not to hold a regular monthly meeting, but
It's not on
to
the
hold a
agenda,
special
but-
meeting on May the 11th.
Can we do that, Jim, if it's not on the agenda
It's
about
on the
changing the
agenda, is
meeting
that
date?
okay?
I'm sorry, I missed something. Are we having a special meeting? Or we change-
If you change your regular board meeting, it becomes a special board meeting.
I thought you just needed to do 72-hour notice.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Right, we can do it 72 hours. Yeah, we can call
Do a
it.
72-hour notice. call
I'm
it.
saying is you don't take any action today,
Yeah, good. All right. No action today. We're just,
because you
Feeling
don't have
everybody
anything
Okay.
relates to it.
all right.
Thanks, sir.
Let's go to the balance sheet. Or cash flow. And then
On what, March?
that same March, if you see, if anybody has any questions, we got Mary captive right now.
March budget. The only one I have that I'm gonna make sure we get put closure to it pretty soon is the computer services. I think we're over our budget and we need to address it, figure out who's gonna do our computer services. And I don't know, it's just, what's the plan for this?
There is
We have
a
an
budget.
item on the agenda for, in the closed session to discuss that,
Okay.
and we'll give you a report, and then,
We also have a budget amendment that also reflects those adjustments.
Okay.
on the account.
Yeah, I saw that a little later on. All right. Anything else on the budget or the cash flow? Or the cash flow or the balance sheet?
On the balance sheet, I'm still concerned about, under on the fixed assets on page 2 of 3, item 12002, there's just no basis for it. These things are very important
Right.
when they go to the GCQ, I mean extremely important.
Right.
And what we ought to do is
I'm
try to
sorry for the interruption. I
That's
did
okay.
speak to Mike O'Donnell,
Mhm.
and I went ahead and gave him some information from prior years. Because since 1996, 97, I believe, the last documentation that I was able to find shows where we have been doing this. But he did suggest that we can go ahead and all meet and discuss this specific item. Because I did let him know of your concerns. for the
Yeah, I saw
structure.
him at lunch, so I saw, and we had a brief discussion, and same result.
Okay, so then maybe we can discuss.
Or explaining it or qualifying it.
Correct, and that's what
Something
he
like
has
that.
suggested.
Yeah.
Because it's not a reasonable number, we all know that. Okay, all right, good. On to the 500, check, anybody? Same month, March.
$500 one?
Yep. I have one on 3 of 5, the gate for Rancich, does Tony pay that back?
yes,
He does, okay,
yes, in fact, he made a deposit with us on that work.
okay, all right. And on the last, the Bixler and Company, the 23.9, compared to other years, is that up, down, sideways?
That was slightly, about $300-400 from
Okay.
last year,
Higher?
higher, correct.
the, page 4 or 5, the set specialty up in the top third there. That's a tractor, is that with a mower, or just a tractor?
That's just a tractor. We went with the set with Ford because we saved, I think the savings was close to $20,000. It's the tractor that will hold the special equipment, operate the pumps and the gator pumps and so on.
Okay, around what, 100 horses or something like that?
It's 95 horsepower.
95 horses?
Yes.
Okay.
And compared to other bids that we've gotten, we
Well, I
like.
happen to be trying to buy some tractor, so I'm just trying to check too, that's a good price,
That's a good price.
yeah, that's a real good price
Mhm. Yeah, we
for that, for a 95 horse.
and you'll see, Mary will go through the budget report and you'll see where we saved on capital on
Is that
several
a cab,
years.
it's a cab tractor too, right?
Yes, it's a cab tractor. It's a real nice tractor.
All right. Anybody on the 500s? March credit card report. I don't see Mike that I'm seeing even on there, so I think
I'm on good.
you're doing good.
There's no asterisk or nothing.
No asterisk, no
He's
anything.
like, oh, I thought that was a kitty shop last box.
Okay. Let's go on to our quarterly investment report on, under tab C.
Were some corrections, these have been passed out. There's a few date corrections, as well as an update on the checking account balances.
Okay. Okay. Everybody needs to look that over. We do need a motion to approve this quarterly investment report. If I'm not mistaken, you know.
And this basically reflects the ending balances as of March 31st.
So those numbers should correspond pretty much to what you've already seen in March.
So we're making money or we're losing money?
It's depleting.
The interest we're making on the CDs are not as.
That's good.
Jim says we don't make or lose money, it just depletes.
That's right.
Any ideas?
I don't know what they're selling.
More water in the dam.
No, but as far as investments. any
No.
ideas?
Investments.
Since,
We could look at the public investment policy that allows us to invest on other policies that are available, aside from certificates of deposit. And that would be to see whether they provide a higher interest rate.
and at the end of the day, they have to comply to a certain safety
Correct.
minimum. I mean, CDs are safe. There's other things that are safe also. I'm thinking that we could.
Well, that's just forever trying to get us a better return and found out we're limited to be, that would be like treasury bills,
Yes.
treasury notes, certificates of deposits, and the bank has to. Yeah, we're very limited, being a, I guess,
Okay,
We're
go
a
to
governmental
Charlie,
entity.
find some more stuff.
we're a governmental entity, so we're limited.
So we're limited to.
Yeah, we can't go out to Cobb County Homes and say, I want 5% and make it, you know, and loan them money. So, okay.
All right.
All right, do I hear a motion of recommending that we, is that what we want, that we approve the quarterly investment report? Do we designate you as our officer or anything like that? That's something else? That's okay.
Yeah, and you're still here, so I guess everything's okay.
I hear a motion to approve the quarterly investment report.
Second.
Okay. Indar moved and Larry seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion passed. Let's go to D, here we go.
I believe this is the final report.
Okay, this is the budget, relates to our budget.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is a budget amendment that would decrease our expenses for the year. The majority of the adjustment would be our capital assets and our capital projects. There is each category where we've made some minor adjustments, some increases and decreases. The majority of the decrease, a total of $669,800. $610 comes from the capital projects on page 2. which is our TWDB grant, that will not be completed in this fiscal year. And $147,900 from the capital assets. That is the savings from all the capital assets that have been purchased
Right.
and that were approved for the year.
Make it a good purchase on the back foot for you.
Is it a good purchase, or we're just not wanting to, how are we doing this? We got
No,
we had a budget to spend, not that just because it's there, just there to spend, but
Right.
if we were gonna identify a tractor, we gonna identify this. We
We-
get all the equipment that we want.
We bought everything that you all authorized, but we saved by looking at different ways of doing this. And that's the savings, it's a total of what, 147, right?
Yes.
$147,000 in
Sounds
savings.
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
so it's primarily on finding a tractor that was actually used with very low hours.
No, they're all brand new
Well,
equipment,
That one was being resold at auction.
but it was a backhoe, it was a backhoes that Volvo
No,
had on a lease program
right.
that were never used.
Or never used, so that's
Right.
great. I mean, it's the perfect situation where you have a used, it's a used.
Well, I think it's a combination
It's
of
brand new.
perfect, it's a perfect, we're thinking outside the box, we're not going the
Right.
traditional, going straight to whatever
Right.
that we're always using. Second of all, I'm thinking the market helps, all these contractors are all going under, so these guys, all these
These guys are
equipment.
on this, they're putting their new equipment in.
And then, so that's a win-win for us, I'm thinking. I appreciate that you guys are doing the due diligence to look under every rock, stone, or whatever to get the best price. Consequently, we have a savings. My concern was that we're not, if we identify certain equipment to buy, I want to make sure we buy that equipment. And then that's what we did, and
And we have.
we were making some savings, so.
Okay. The only one I had a question on, Mary, was on the employee allowances section. We went up 60, and that's mainly as a result of what? Our health insurance, or
Yes, sir, our health insurance.
What page are you on?
page 2 of the budget, going down to 61,400 employee allowances. And, insurance, all those health insurance, I think, all across the board, all across America. Wait.
And that's the other reason why I'd like to see if we can get the insurance company to come. Because a lot of times we're reacting at the very end of the year, and in order to maintain a good relationship, we need to make sure that they're doing everything they can to make sure that they're giving us the best bang for the buck, and they're keeping our rates down as much as possible, even though the rates keep going up every year, but at least we have some dialogue from
Yes.
the board.
And just so you know, sir, also, we don't wait till, it's not like an end of year process. We're actually working with them already. They're already, getting an idea what we're gonna be at come, enrollment time. But it's something we start, we've already met with them. We met with them in February already. So the process has already started.
Great. I appreciate that.
And we look at many options. Lisa's looked at when I was president of the Texas Irrigation Council, they tried to get us to look at their insurance. We've looked at a lot of things, and Mary and her do an outstanding job of going out there and starting early with that in mind. Where can we save, and what can we get for the best bang for the buck?
No, absolutely, and a lot of times, in my opinion, people get complacent, insurance companies get complacent, we've used them, we've been dealing with them for the last 10 years, we'll get renewed, no big deal. I just want to make sure that we're always going to be looking for the best price, best value for the district, so they also have to keep keep on their toes to make sure that they're giving us the best service.
In which they have,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying?
Okey dokey.
On the previous question, I think there's, on 6,200, which is on the first page, has, 6,300, has the computer services showing that there, as of today, it's 4,437 over budget.
6,200 on there.
6,300?
6030.
6030, first page, about
Okay.
halfway down.
Yeah, it's about 70 and a half, right?
Yeah, we're,
No, it's
You had
54,437, and the budget amount was 50,000, so it's $4,437 over budget for computer.
Right. According to the last,
Right, so this is through March 31st.
Okay.
so you adjusted another, almost, you doubled almost the budget.
Yeah, and we can wait till executive
That's-
session, we
yeah.
go over all that stuff, because I
Yeah.
think most information's in the security audit
Okay.
and that, and you can come back later.
Okay, so we're gonna discuss that when we get.
What else? Oh, and I asked because some of, on the, one thing that I found in our categories, and I think they're fine on the budgeting, and there's reasons why these were set up when we initially did this budget this way, but one thing I found difficult when I looked at this was the legal and consulting fees, so I asked Mary to break that out so we could see those, because they're scattered throughout this budget,
Yes.
and sometimes they're not as obvious.
This is all we're doing, I mean, I appreciate what you did, because I'm always breaking my head on this, and,
I know, I was like,
you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't even figure out what I had built you guys for,
Yeah,
so.
and then right off the bat, I'm starting to blame you for it, what the hell's he doing?
Well, I pulled mine, and, I can look at my invoices,
But a lot of your services are scattered through capital improvements,
Right.
Union Pacific, grants, you know. and
Yeah,
it's-
so we
it's
try to
hard
bring them all together in one
Right.
spot. The one that's not in this is not the computer services, that part of it, which is a line item, and I believe only my invoices, except for the hardware, there's some hardware that's, I don't know how much hardware we can break that out, but there's computer.
Well, we replaced all the computers and laptops.
Yeah, but those are capital, those were
Under the capital.
Under the
capital, they're